Hey, this is another Movie Monkey review. Vicarious Alex here. Hey, how's it going? We're in my car. It's dark. It's raining outside. Thundering and lightning. I was gonna start this review walking right out of the theater with my first impressions, but I didn't want to walk through the rain with my camera, so here we are in the car. First impressions of this movie is, wow, visually stunning. Visually really amazing movie. This is Ghost in a Shell. Ghost in a Shell. It's a cinematic reimagining of a late 90s anime, maybe? I don't know when it came out. All the technical information I have is not in front of me. But I do know it's an anime, and I do know that it came out right around the time of Trigun, so I'm really hoping for a Trigun movie because that's my favorite anime. And this was amazing, very good, really cool stuff. It really makes me want to see the show to its completion. I've seen like some episodes and I haven't completed the whole show, so it really motivates me. It's really cool, visually stunning anime translated into a movie, and I'm not going to get into it until I tell everybody to leave if you don't want spoilers, because I'm going to try to explain what the movie's like in 8 minutes. In about 8 minutes. So leave. I'm going to kind of run through some really cool key characteristics of the movie. The first key characteristic of the movie is this is the future, or some alternate time. I'm thinking it's the future. It's like a huge city like Tokyo, and there are robots everywhere, and this robotics company hires a bunch of scientists to put a brain inside a robot, and that's usually not a good idea in most every movie that I've ever seen a brain get put inside a robot. But they don't watch movies. They're still advertising in the future with giant billboards, but they're 3D giant billboards, in a Back to the Future, a very Back to the Future-esque 1980s 2015 reimagination of what the future is gonna hold. And this is a serious movie, but it uses the same kind of advertisements. I don't think that would be the most effective way. Anyway, so Ghost in a Shell, she has a brain gets put inside a robot, and they tell her some stuff about her backstory, and then immediately gets weaponized and gets put in this team, Section 9, which is the special ops unit of this this company, I guess, but it's also run by the state because it's controlled by the prime minister of wherever the hell they are. Because I don't think they ever talk about it. Tokyo, I don't know. Could be America, because I don't know. Anyways, so that character gets introduced, and she's flash forward a year later after her creation, and she's this badass, jumping off buildings, fighting terrorists that are trying to manipulate and take down the government. And she goes in, she kicks some ass, really cool action, and it starts at that point that this entity is stealing information, and he's stealing information for who knows why. And Ghost in a Shell is the main character, is trying to figure that stuff out. So she's there figuring it out. And there's hacking going on. She's a robot with human consciousness, and she downloads herself into an infected robot to try to figure out who this guy is that sent this robot to steal this information. And she's trying to figure that out, and the guy hacks her, and she knows where he is and leads him into like this kind of like trap thing, where she goes into this nightclub and starts getting vandalized, and then she just kicks some ass with her partner, the sergeant, who's this big bulky dude who's like a really sweet character. I really love it. He's just like drinking some beers, shooting some terrorists. In that scene, gets down to where she thinks the guy's gonna be, and it's not him. It's a fucking bomb, and blows up. Boom, just like the sky. And a sergeant character who had prior to this no like upgrades into the robotic future where he lives, he gets some robot eyes, and those robot eyes are like tactical robot eyes. And I just love it on his characters. Get this huge dude with these like camera lenses that are sticking out of his eye socket holes. Like they're these like I don't know, like a camera lens. It's kind of crazy because you could probably get like some really nice looking eyes, but he was just like, nah, I got this. It's all for the job. Got my new robot eyes. So he gets these new robot eyes, and she's still trying to figure out where this bad guy is, and this bad guy starts killing all these scientists. Scientist dies. Scientists are dying everywhere. Bad guy takes a truck who's being like driven by these two dudes, and they have like this little backstory, and this is a really cool scene. So anyway, so they have this little backstory where like the one guy like is talking about his daughter, and she learned the violin, and they're talking to each other back and forth, and then they get like fucking hijacked. These two guys, their brains get hijacked, and they ram this truck into this fucking car, and then they take out guns out of nowhere and start shooting up the car, and the police come, they start shooting up the police. One of them dies, one of them gets captured. The one that gets captured is in this, like, getting interrogated, and he's in this cell. He's being interrogated in this cell, and he's talking about how he's talking into this, like, I just got like, I don't know what's going on. I got hijacked. Like, my brain, I don't know. Like, I gotta see my daughter, and they're like, you have no daughter. You're single. You've lived by yourself for 10 years. You have no daughter, no family. All right? So why did you do this? And they're like, why are you lying to me? And he's freaking out because somebody put in that he had, like, a family. And he had a daughter. And now that, like, that was all a fabrication built up by this guy who's hacking people. Fucking doing that shit. So they find out what this guy is. Get close on time. They find out what this guy is. He basically tells the main character that this isn't what it seems. The main character figures out that she was fucking harvested as a person, was taken because she was a runaway in this like runaway area. They cleared out that area. This company came, grabbed all these kids that were runaways, experimented with them. She's the 99th iteration of this robot where all the other ones failed except for this bad guy. She tries to save the bad guy. The actual CEO bad guy comes in with like a robot spider tank. Robot spider tank basically kills the villain built up, but he's like not really a villain. He's just misunderstood. He goes into like the system somewhere. He like uploads his brain into like this I don't know, this system somewhere inside the main internet web, and he's out there. That's probably a really bad explanation, but he's out there. Main character girl gets saved. There's a spider tank coming in. She fucking breaks the spider tank, breaks herself. There's a sniper team in, but her Team 9 comes in, blows up that sniper team. Then she's like, hey, the fucking main bad guy gets shot up by the cool Asian dude that I didn't even talk about, who leads the the good guys. And at the end of the movie, she's like, I'm gonna do this anyways because I was built to, help people. I'm gonna help people. So she, the last scene of the movie is her like taking a dive off a building becoming invisible. Watch this movie.